Dear learners of Standard 7, welcome back to my today's Science Geography class. How are you all? Hopefully, you all are safe and sound at home by the blessings of Almighty Allah. Previously, I had discussed with you about the change of weather. Today, I am here to discuss about the change of climate. Dear learners, you know Bangladesh is one of the highest disaster-prone areas of the world, and you know also that the whole world is undergoing a climate change. Due to what? Due to the temperature rise on the Earth's surface. So, for this reason, what will be the effect due to climate change? The climate change causes less crop production in the temperate or torrid zone during the dry season. So, as we are living in our country and the climatic condition of our country is tropical, so we also facing the change of climate, and our surface temperature all over the world also undergoing change. So, by this time you have already known that climate is the overall or average weather condition of an area for many years. So, climate of Bangladesh is hot and humid. So, if I ask you the question, how is the climate of Bangladesh? The climate of Bangladesh is hot and humid. And you know, in Bangladesh, average weather is hot, but cold condition is less prevalent. So, not too much hot, not too much cold. Okay, so this is the map of Bangladesh, and if you know the direction about the four direction, that is north, south, west and east. So, winter is very short in our country, and usually the Bengali month, Posh and Magh, we feel cold. After the weather becomes less cold and gradually becomes hot. So, in the month of the present month is what? Boishakh, and coming month is the Joshtho. So, Boishakh, Joshtho, these 2 months is we feel the little bit hotter. So, it is the summer season, isn't it? So, in this summer season, every year in Boishakh, a type of storm called nor'wester comes, Kal Boishakhi. So, from the very beginning of Ashar, after this summer season, it starts raining. So, the rainy season also starts. So, the same climatic condition existing during the time when your parents were children. So, winter, summer, rainy season, in this way the climatic condition is changing all over the world. But the learners, what happened? Climate of any area does not change within a short time. It takes for many years, average the weather condition. So, but the scientists predicted through experiment that the average temperature of our habitat Earth is increasing gradually. So, it is the alarming situation and burning issue all over the world. This increase of temperature of the Earth is known as global warming. So, what we can say, that is the increase of surface temperature of the Earth is known as global warming. Let's go to the next slide follows. So, today welcome to you all the presentation on global warming. What is global warming? Global warming is the phenomenon of a gradual increase in the temperature near the Earth's surface. So, the surface temperature, the average temperature of the Earth when increased gradually, it is known as the global warming. This phenomenon has been observed over the past 1 or 2 centuries. That means previous 100 or 200 centuries we are observing this type of climatic change all over the world. This change has disturbed the climatic pattern of the Earth. So, climatic pattern changing. Sometimes we are feeling so hot, sometimes so cold, that is sudden cold or hot wave, deep fog, hailstorm. Also sometimes besides earthquake also we are observing nowadays. The frequent earthquake is occurring. The layer of atmosphere absorbs the heat of the sun and scatters it on the surface of the globe. Thus the heat of the world increases. This increasing heat is known as global warming. So what do you understand by global warming? You know about the layer of the atmosphere. So when the layers of the atmosphere absorb the heat of the sun, and sun is giving us different types, two types of energy, you know, heat and light energy. So this heat and light energy, different types of rays also absorbed by the atmosphere of the earth, and it scatters on the surface of the globe. So as our earth is surrounded by the atmosphere, so when atmosphere will be that means hotter, so we will also feel hot. Thus the heat of the world increases. This increasing heat is known as global warming. Now you will know about the greenhouse. What is greenhouse? One figure also given in your book also, greenhouse, page number 169. But now this is the figure of the greenhouse. What? A greenhouse, it is also called the glass house, or if with sufficient heating, a hot house we can say. So a greenhouse is a structure with walls and roof made of chiefly of transparent materials. That means the sunlight can penetrate into the glass made house, such as glass, in which plants requiring regulated climatic conditions are grow. So this will get the crops will receive the sufficient temperature or heat or humidity. These structures range in size from small sheds to industrial sized buildings. Dear learners, usually in cold countries, plants cannot survive due to too much coldness, you know that. So to produce vegetables in too much cold countries, glass houses are constructed. This is called the greenhouse. In winter season, when the sun is available for a short period, the sunlight enters through the glass and makes air, plants and soil heated. This heat from this house tries to radiate out, but after the increase of temperature, heat cannot go out through glasses. As a result, glass house remain warm during night and the plants inside remain alive. This phenomena of retention of heat, that is retention of heat, that means what? It is keeping the heat inside the glass house. In the glass house is called the greenhouse effect. So what is greenhouse effect? The phenomena of retention of heat or keeping the heat in the glass house is called the greenhouse effect. Now greenhouse gases, you know, you have learned also in standard 6 about the greenhouse gases in your science book. So greenhouse gases are those that absorb or emit infrared radiation which comes from the sun in the wavelength range emitted by earth, and gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, chlorofluorocarbon, water vapor, etc. These are combinedly known as greenhouse gases. So carbon dioxide is the can create most toxication in the environment, and these greenhouse gases are highly responsible for global warming, especially the carbon dioxide. Okay, so greenhouse effect, previously I had told, that is the phenomena of retention of heat in the glass house is known as greenhouse effect. This part is very, very important for you. So nowadays what happened? Our earth compared with a greenhouse because follow, our earth is compared with a greenhouse because what? The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere, you know, you learnt about the layers of atmosphere, and the atmosphere contains what? Carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, which act like greenhouse gases, and they do not resist heat from the sun coming. So heats from the sun make the earth heated, okay, but it resists the heat to radiate out. So the earth may remain heated at night also. These gases are known as greenhouse gases. Follow, some solar radiation is reflected by earth and the atmosphere here. First of all, from the sun, some radiation is absorbed by earth's surface and warms it. Absorbed by which gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, which are existed in the atmosphere. And from these gases, some solar radiation is reflected by the earth and the atmosphere. And here follow, some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere, and some is absorbed by greenhouse gases and re-emitted in all directions by the atmosphere. the effect of this true warm earth surface and the lower atmosphere. So some are going, but maximum amount are existing in the atmosphere, and atmosphere becomes hotter. Now you will know the causes of global warming. Main cause of global warming is the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. I told you. So the main cause behind the climate change in Bangladesh as well as the world is global warming. The greenhouse gases are highly responsible for global warming, especially the carbon dioxide. When the percentage of carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere, climate is changed. So the balance of carbon dioxide that is carbon dioxide and oxygen come back in a cyclic order, you know. And so the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen is maintained. But after industrial revolution in Europe, different countries, especially industrially advanced countries, started burning of different types of gases. This gas produces different types of what? Different types of gases in the atmosphere that creates the global warming. Developed countries are using nuclear power plants that produce loads of mercury, lead and arsenic that are liable for global warming. So industrially developed countries started burning these types of the gases, and they produce carbon dioxide from burning of these fuels is not spent or absorbed. At present, many of the water bodies are either dried up or filled up. Many of them are used for waste discharge. Thus, rivers are being abused in many in many developed countries. That results in global warming. As we know, the water bodies controls the world temperature. So, as the water bodies dried up or filled up, so the world temperature will not be controlled. So, it will gradually increase. Continuous deforestation, that is cutting down of trees continuously, and we know the source of that only one source of that is the tree plantation. Tree can absorb much amount of carbon dioxide and release the oxygen as a byproduct for us, which is essential for our survival. So percentage of carbon dioxide increases and the percentage of oxygen decreases. Using excessive amount of nitrogenous fertilizer and pesticides in agriculture. So from this nitrogenous fertilizer and pesticides excessive using in the crop fields during the rainy season, it wash out, it goes to the water body, and also it's that means absorbed by the soil. So it makes different types of poisonous gases in the soil by dumping. It can create the methane gas especially. So the number of plants is decreasing for various reasons. Then destruction of hills. We are cutting down hills by making different types of cottage in the tourist area also, and for also our survival or creating the Porjotuk centers, and also the for different types of other purposes. So effect, what will be the effect? Warmer atmosphere and oceans rising, the sea level changing, rainfall patterns, expansion of deserts in the subtropics, more flooding in coastal area, melting of polar ice caps, melting of glaciers, more extreme weather events, ocean acidification, extinction of animal and plant species, food security threat for humans. This is at a glance what will be the effect. Now you will know impact of global warming. What will be? Amount of rainfall during monsoon is decreasing, winter is arriving late and leaving early. That is climatic condition totally is changed. The number of natural disasters increasing, severity of drought, flood, tidal wave is on the rise. So that is what? Sea level also rise. Rivers and canals drying up, the polar ice melting abnormally due to melting, the sea level rising. As a result, the low-lying area, southern regions and many other countries adjacent to the sea are at risk being submerged. Then also sea water will enter into the coastal areas due to salinity in sea water. Trees and forest, fisheries and crops will be massively ruined. So we know the salty water, in salty water the crops production will not be good. The ultraviolet rays of the sun enters into the world directly. As a result, human beings and other animals are suffering from different types of diseases like cancer, skin cancer, asthma, etc. Climate change is destroying the ecological balance, the environmental ecological balance. Say for example, flora and fauna will not be existed in the world. The desertification of the northern part of Bangladesh is an example of global warming. So it is alarming for our country. So northern part of our country will be desert if the temperature increase in this way. So dear learners, one thing I want to share with you, that is the about the matter of carbon dioxide. We are I'm told, that is I am telling you, that is the greenhouse gases are responsible for the global warming, but there are carbon dioxide, methane and water vapor in the atmosphere. It is also blessings for human civilizations, because in absence of these gases, in absence of this carbon dioxide, methane, heat from the earth would have radiated out and the earth would become too cold. That is, the optimum level of the carbon dioxide, methane and the other greenhouse gases must remain in our earth, but the range must be minimum. Otherwise, what will be happen? The earth would become too cold. Now the question is, how can our blessings to be a problem? Yes, greenhouse gases are the blessings, but when the problem is the increase of the quantity of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. You know about the elements of the atmosphere, that is different types of elements in atmosphere: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon. So among these gases, only the percentage of carbon dioxide will not be changed. The optimum percentage of carbon dioxide is 0.03%. When the this percentage will be changed, so climate must be changed. So increased amount of carbon dioxide retains increased amount of heat. So the temperature of the earth is increasing. So main cause of global warming is the increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now what will be the preventive measures? That is, what can man do to keep climate control? Greenhouse gases should have to remove from atmosphere by any means. So greenhouse gases totally we will not remove, but must have to minimize it by reducing burning of coal, petroleum and natural gas. Such, that is, use of renewable energy. We should use renewable energy such as solar energy and wind may be used for producing electricity, and we can reduce emission of carbon dioxide. Then adequate tree plantation is needed. So always we have to afforestation. We have to be very much careful about afforestation, that is plantation of tree. That why a single tree can absorb 1 ton of carbon dioxide over its lifetime. So use of organic fertilizer instead of using chemical fertilizer in agriculture. We will use the humus based fertilizers. Okay. Turning off electric devices when it is not used. It can radiate or emits different types of gases which are not essential for our environment. The oceans are compared to the lungs of human body. So they have sufficient role in controlling world temperature. So we should not pollute the water body throwing radioactive substance over there, that is uranium, thorium, like this. So dear learners, we must have to be very much sincere about controlling our environment. Okay, so in this pandemic situations, you must stay at home and safe. Okay, thank you all.